We just came back from the E51MWA expedition. Primarily, a lot of five of the six ops were from the Western Washington DX group, as well as obviously some of us also belong to the Spokane group. So, thank you for the warm welcome and inviting me to talk about our expedition. Here's the team. You guys are pretty familiar with most of us. James is a software developer, IT guy working in Seattle, and I think he's probably the least known among the Spokane group. Violetta had an interesting introduction. I was at Visalia Ham Convention. And I was on the phone talking with an individual who was unable to join us on this expedition. Bob Walker, W9KNI, who is Violetta's godfather and mentor, overheard my conversation. When I got off the phone, he came over and he goes, "I've got the perfect candidate for you. Why don't you contact Violetta?" And that's how we got to know Violetta. The team interviewed her, thought she was fantastic, and she turned 21 about 2 weeks or 3 weeks before joining us on this expedition. She's a flight instructor, single, multi-engine rated, and she'll be going places in the DX community. So keep an eye out for her. And everybody else you guys pretty much know. Jack is a newly retiree, spent most of his life in the EMT world. And Brian, my dear friend Brian, MIT grad, super smart guy, kind of a jack of all trades, and happy to have him as part of our team. And last but not least, Robin, who was instrumental in getting all of our documentation and paperwork taken care of. And we'll talk about that later in the slides. So I wanted to share with you where the Cook Islands are, pretty much out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. This is Hawaii located here. And the Cook Islands are south of the equator. And here's a blow up of the Cook Islands. Here's Avarua, which is the capital of Rarotonga, the island of Rarotonga. I will mention Atutaki multiple times during the presentation. This is where we stop to refuel, both going to Manihiki and coming back to Rarotonga. And Manihiki is located in the northern group of the Cook Islands up here. And population is about 200, just to give you an idea of the size of it. Now, this is the azimuthal map. So Manihiki centered here. You can see the US is at about 45 degrees, Japan at about 310. And look at where Europe is. It's a really difficult haul to Europe and directly over the North Pole. And you guys know how difficult it is to make contact. So that was a difficult path. Little bit about the country. It's self-governing in free association with New Zealand. That means they're New Zealand citizens, but they manage their own affairs. Their head of state is King Charles III, represented locally by a king's representative. The religion, the dominant religion is Christianity. 84% of the population identify as Christians. The Cook Island Christian Church is the largest denomination, coming in at about 43%. The other interesting fact I thought was the population is about 15,000 all the 15 islands that make up the Cook Islands, but 80,000 live in New Zealand. Excuse me, in New Zealand. The currency is the New Zealand dollar, as well as the Cook Island dollar. And here is the map of, I'm sorry, the country flag of the Cook Islands. The blue background represents the vast Pacific Ocean that surrounds the islands, and also the peaceful nature of the Cook Island people. The Union Jack located in the top left corner, the canton, signifies the nation's historic ties to the United Kingdom and its status as a member of the Commonwealth. The prominent ring of 15 white, five-pointed stars represents the 15 islands that make up the country, such as Rarotonga, Atutaki, and Manihiki. The circle, arranging them in a circle, symbolizes unity and strength of the islands working together. And the white color represents faith in God and the equality of all 15 states. Some fun facts about the Cook Islands. They have a coconut tree rule. No building can be taller than a coconut tree. Therefore, you won't see high-rise resorts dotting the landscape. And it's really a pretty low-key atmosphere. There are no fast food chains on the islands. Unique currency. They've got a $3 banknote and a triangular $2 coin. There are no traffic lights in the entire country. And the Atutaki Lagoon has one of the smallest passport offices in the world where you can get your passport stamped. The land mass, it's 15 islands spread across 2 million square miles, divided in two groups. There's the North and the South group. Manihiki is part of the North low-lying coral atolls. Interesting fact, the economy is primarily tourism, 70% of their GDP. The majority of the visitors are from New Zealand and Australia. They are the largest exporter of cultured black pearls, mainly from the Manihiki Atoll. They also make some money selling fishing licenses to foreign fleets for tuna, and they have just now started exploring seabed mining for cobalt and magnesium. Some of the biggest challenges they have are many of the young and skilled workers are leaving to head to New Zealand and Australia for more income. And the other downside is almost everything's manufactured externally. Everything is imported, resulting in a high cost of living. So here's the flag of Manihiki. The black pearl at the center here represents obviously the black pearl of the Cook Islands. Manihiki is the center of the black pearl industry and is famous worldwide for harvesting these gems. The oyster shell here, the scallop shell surrounding the pearl is called a black-lipped pearl oyster, and it's the native species found in Manihiki lagoon that produces these pearls. The cross at the top, the yellow cross at the top of the emblem signifies Christianity. Religion plays a central role in the daily life and governance of the Cook Islands, and the cross represents the faith of the Manihiki people. The green plant that you see here rising from the oyster is it resembles a coconut shoot or a palm frond, and it represents the land and the agriculture of the Cook Islands. The black stripe here at the very top symbolizes peace, purity. Represents the black pearl. The white stripe represents peace, purity, and the white meat of the coconut, called copra, which was historically a major export before the black pearls became dominant. This yellow stripe here at the bottom represents the sun, the sandy beaches of the Motu, and the economic wealth brought by the pearl industry. And finally, the red triangle over here represents, it's a traditional Polynesian color associated with vitality, power, prestige, and high status. And it's the dominant color in the flag. I wanted to include this slide just to let you all understand and know where we spent most of our time. We spend about 80% of our projects in the Department of Redundancy. What I'm trying to say is most of our time, months and months, are spent figuring out how do we get our equipment to and from a foreign country? How do we find a customs importer that will take our equipment, bring it into the country, get it to the destination we need it to get to, and then successfully bringing it back out? Navigating all these import-export requirements, these import fees, duty, obtaining bonds, it truly is a nightmare in about 80% of all of our projects. And this was probably the biggest single issue related to this project. In fact, I'll go on to say that it wasn't until early August that we were somewhat confident that our equipment would make it to Manihiki in time for our November expedition. And I can't thank Robin enough for the work that she did helping me navigate these challenges. So once we figured out that we found a shipper, we found how we're gonna, we've solved all these problems. Brian and showed up with his truck. We loaded about 850 pounds of gear onto the back of his pickup truck, and we were on our way to Maersk, the loading dock, to deliver this equipment. And by the way, we carried an additional 200 pounds on the plane. So here we are at the loading dock. Brian and I are loading the equipment. Robin's taking this video. Here's all of our gear on the dock. We slipped a bunch of tiles so that we could track our shipment across the Pacific Ocean. If you guys witnessed our last expedition, they came in really handy. So our equipment shipped. One of the problems that Brian and I wanted to solve was we didn't want to take a bunch of radials for our verticals. So Brian and I went up to Camino Island, put a 30-meter vertical in salt water, and we tried bonding the antenna to an aluminum boat, basically connecting to seawater, salt water, and just to see how it worked, because we were thinking about this for the 160 antenna. We ran a K3 and 100 watts, and it worked really well. So here we are, Robin, Brian, and I meet up in Rarotonga. My travel was from Seattle to Honolulu, Hawaii to Raro. Violetta joined us just a day before we flew out to Manihiki. And here Robin, Brian, and I are having breakfast. We had several project-related tasks that needed to be done before our flight to Manihiki. The first of which was meeting Mr. Banaba Katoa, who was responsible for issuing us the E51 amateur radio license. It turns out this guy's related to Cora, our host. They're cousins. Here's our license that got issued. And so that was really probably the first and most important thing that I wanted to get accomplished when I landed. And here is Cora. We had a break. Cora wanted to show us how to unhusk a coconut, and you guys are going to learn how it's done island style.
You drink it. You want to come that way?
Yeah.
Go over here so you can see them.
Okay.
Yep. Is it recording?
Yep.
And see how young it is?
Yeah.
It's probably nice, cool meat.
Okay.
And that's
Save this one or?
No,
open?
we'll eat it. So all of us wanted fresh coconut. It's just incredibly delicious. My favorite memory of Brian, the truck cab was kind of limited, and with Cora driving us all around town trying to get our chores done, Brian preferred traveling in fresh air. So this is one of my favorite memories of Brian. Now I circled the phrase down on top of the license, Kia Orana. It means a long life. This phrase is used for all greetings, not hello, not hi. It's Kia Orana, even in written form. So every email that you exchange with an islander starts with Kia Orana, Rob. This is where we first met Violetta at the airport. Cora and I picked her up at the airport, and here's where she met Brian and Robin for the first time at the hotel. So she arrived in the afternoon, and we were leaving in the morning for Manihiki. So here we are at the airport. This is Brian and Nancy. We call her Nan, Cora's wife. And here's the team is ready to depart. We're at the domestic gate. We did have a scary moment. The plane was fully loaded. And we were having problems trying to get our excess weight onto the plane. But Cora was able to resolve the issue. It should be noted that Cora is also our Air Rarotonga staff member. And so he got that resolved. Temperatures in Manihiki at the time that we went, upper 80s during the day, piercing sun when it was out, a lot of rain, a lot of clouds, really a mixed bag. And the low was in the upper 80s and down to about the mid 70s. So here we are, we're ready to board, and here's a short video of us getting on the plane.
Okay, you gonna take a picture or you're videoing?
I'm videoing. You guys getting on the plane? No, we're good. We're good.
So we're just starting our journey. Oh, another aircraft coming back.
I forgot something.
Yeah. Huh? What's it? What do I do then? Nó kìa. Demi ala tadi kamu ya?
Good morning. Thank you.
You guys seen
Balance the plane or we're going to tip. This back there, Brian? I'll be here.
I'm so here.
So we boarded the plane and we're heading to Atutaki for a refueling stop. It's about a 40 minute flight from Rero. We deboard the plane. We've probably got about 20 minutes on Atutaki. We're getting ready for our 3-hour flight to Manihiki. There's a little gift shop. We grabbed a few snacks here on Atutaki as the plane's refueling. So fuel's very difficult to get to Manihiki. So what the plane does is it tops off here in Atutaki, and that enables it to fly to Manihiki and back without having to consume any fuel, the limited fuel that's up in Manihiki. So here we are getting back on the plane. Here's a picture on the inside of us, and here's a view of the pilot and the cockpit, the pilot and the co-pilot, I'm sorry. And here we've 3 hours have gone by. We're approaching Manihiki. These little islands here are called motus, M-O-T-U, and they're islets that dot the entire coral atoll of this lagoon. So here we are on final approach. We've landed, and this building over here is the air terminal. The one comment I'd like to say is, having been, through 9/11 and TSA and all the other stuff, this is truly a breath of fresh air. I mean, it's truly island life. We've landed. Look at all the happy faces. This is Violetta. This, I have to tell you, the feeling that I had in my stomach at having gone through so much over the last year trying to land all of our gear and our equipment. This was the first time I felt that, sort of the rubber hit the road where it's like, oh goodness, our task is really about to start, right? The really ham radio part of all of this. And the rest of it was just, bureaucracy, as they say. So a bunch of happy faces. Here's Robin. As a note about Christianity and its influences here in the Pacific Islands, a short service was held by the pastor of the CICC Church, the major denomination. He basically held a short service. He welcomed us, our safe arrival on the island. He went on to say that he hoped our stay on the island would be memorable and that we would tell the world about our wonderful experience. And here's another view of the airport terminal. And I couldn't help but include these incredible people. Here is Epic Dude with his sister. Here is a grandfather with his grandson. Here's a picture of a mom and her newborn son, and a little girl playing out on the tarmac. So we waited until the plane departed, headed back to Rarotonga. Cora found a tractor trailer, loaded all of our gear onto the back of this tractor trailer, and he's heading out here where his boat is parked, and we are going to load all of our gear onto his aluminum boat. Here's another picture of Cora and myself. And here we are leaving the airport. The airport's at the northeast tip of the island, and we are headed to the southwest corner.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Robin, so your first day here in Manihiki, how have you seen this place?
The most beautiful place I've ever been.
Oh, wow.
That's
You guys feel good?
Yeah, the most beautiful place she's ever been. There's Brian.
So it was about a 20-minute boat ride, and this is going to be our home for the next 2 weeks. The plane only flies once every 2 weeks, so there's no leaving this island once you land and the plane departs. This building, this bungalow over here is where we operated from. And this is the southern bungalow where our sleeping quarters were. The distance between these two buildings is about 185 feet. And by the time we're done, it's dotted with vertical dipole arrays. Between the two buildings, we've got another VDA, 20-meter VDA south of this. And in the northerly direction are our 10-meter VDAs, as well as all of our low-band antennas. So we made wonderful use of this space. This is a view from our sleeping quarters looking directly due north. North runs parallel to the beach, and up in the top, I guess, middle of the screen to the left is the operating bungalow. And this is the reverse shot looking back at our sleeping quarters from the operating position. And this is a view north from our operating position. I just wanted to give you a sense of what life was like on this location. Absolutely stunning. And you know the best part of all of it? S0 noise. So for us hams, it's paradise. So now that we've landed, we've, got boots on the ground. We had a plan. We needed to set up 4 stations, 3 HF stations that we were going to keep, in operation, at least 2 of them 24 hours a day. Elecraft K3s, there were 3 of those. We had a 6-meter station, which was running using a KX3, an Elecraft. We had one KPA 500 and two flex amps that were capable of delivering 1.5 kilowatts key down. We ran 4 Oscar 3 high power bandpass filters. We had 8 of those for the antennas. We had 11 antennas to install. Mind you, there's 4 of us. We had a first antenna that went up was a 6-meter 4-element INOV Yagi. After that, we focused on the 5 custom-built VDAs for 10 through 20. After that, we installed the 3 stepper crank IRs for 30, 40, 60, 80, followed by the 160-meter inverted L. And then we put out a receive antenna DHDL for 80-meter and 160 diversity mode. So here's the inside of the operating location, the QTH. This was Robin's primary responsibility. She was responsible for setting everything up in this location. Brian and Violetta focused on antenna installation and coax run. I was responsible primarily for the antenna build out, all of the VDAs, and the low band antennas. Brian's other role was getting the Starlink antenna set up. That was one of the first things we did so we'd have internet connectivity. And his other role was IT specialist, keeping our systems and live stream running smoothly. So here, first antenna goes up. We were lucky. Grant KZ1W loaned us a flagpole antenna. A flagpole mast that we used to mount the 6-meter antenna on. It's Cora there bolting it or securing the mast to the deck railing. Here I am running coax from the 6-meter. There was a hole at the bottom of the bungalow where we ran power and all of our coax runs. Most of them came through there. And here is the 6-meter antenna completely built. We ended up tying nylon cord to the front and the back of this antenna to manually steer it when we needed to turn the beam. So first job at hand, this is, we had just landed early afternoon. I start working on the 17-meter VDA next. So the 6 meters up and we start working on the VDAs. One thing that we wanted to do was the VDAs are amazing antennas. They have about an 8-degree takeoff angle. They've got, I think, 11 dB of gain. They're phenomenal antennas when they're located close to seawater. So we wanted to put these antennas very, very close to water's edge. That meant we needed to guide them in the ocean. At least one of the guys had to be dropped in the ocean. So pretty much we brought 100 sandbags. There is Violetta and Brian filling them up. And that was a lot of work. The other thing that we noticed was this location was heavily treed, a lot of coconut fronds. So you see a short video here of Nani, who works for Cora, and he's going up every single antenna. Multiple coconut trees had to be thinned. As you can tell, it was windy most of the time. Look at the great job he's done. He's trimmed these palm fronds so our VDAs can stand without getting touched. It's serious voltages at the top of these verticals. So here's the 17-meter VDA going up. There it is, our second antenna up. And I wanted to show what these sandbags and water and why we did what we did. So there's typically 2 to 3 sandbags. I think we started with 2, and after one major storm, one of these VDAs fell down, so we went to 3 bags per antenna.
So this is where we operate, and Cora's in there getting dinner ready. Look at the wind. This is one of our antennas. There's another antenna behind it. And there's the bungalows where we all sleep. And here's Cora's scooter. And here's our scooter.
So the thing to note is I think I saw one car on the island in my entire 2 week stay there. Everybody gets around on these little scooters or bicycles. The next antenna go up is our 20-meter antenna. This thing is the 20-meter SVDA. This is a VDA with a reflector, about 33 feet tall, and a driven element, which is about 31 feet tall. So here we're getting the driven element ready to get connected to coax. Again, same thing, heavily treed, a lot of bushes. So here's another image of Nani up in a coconut tree getting ready to put up the 20-meter VDA.
You think the leaf will be clean of that?
It's okay.
Oye, está la idea.
Yep.
You gotta move on to the next tree. Brian. I was gonna say it's okay. You did it for your rope, eh?
So this is what we did for about 2.5 days, and people were wondering, why are we not on the air? But one of the things that we wanted to do was make sure that the antennas were up, because once we started operating, it was hard to stop and go work on antennas. So here the 20-meter reflector is up, and we are now working on the driven. We had to drop it, I think, once or twice to get it to tune exactly at 14,200 where we wanted it. And this next photograph is how, another example of the difficulties in guiding these things in the ocean. So at this point, we're getting close. Robin's done a great job getting the operating stations built. Now we're going to go focus basically we've got antennas set up for 6 through 20. Now we're going to go focus on 30, 40, 80, and 160. So we had spent probably an hour or two clearing out this jungle to get to the 80-meter crank IR. So here it is getting assembled. We've finished the 40-meter crank IR and it's going up. Robin ended up joining us to help get these things hoisted. As you can see, there's not a whole lot of room and a lot of vegetation needed to be cleared. Here's another picture of Brian setting out the elevated radial. And we finally get to the 160. We got this, got it up. It's being fed here at the base. Basically a thin wire runs up to the top of the 65-foot spider beam pole and then back out in an inverted L configuration. Here's a close-up of the feed point, a 2-kilowatt balun, and we shunted it to get it to resonate where we wanted it to be. So here's Nani again climbing up another tree, probably his 13th or 14th tree, to get a pulley and a guy rope, a rope up to basically pull the inverted L section taut. So it's about 120 feet away from where the base of the 160 is. So we're finally done. This is the 10-meter VDA, the 30-meter crank IR, the 40-meter crank IR is back here, and the 80-meter crank IR is out in this jungle here that we had to clear a path. So the stations are all built. We're ready to get on the air. These are our bandpass filters. On the left-hand side of each of these bandpass filters, it's marked radio. That's the input to the bandpass filters. This right side of the bandpass filters, they're labeled antennas. This is where the antennas plug in. So if you note this filter, this is the 10-meter filter, labeled 10M. The antenna stays constant, right? We only have one 10-meter VDA. So if you are on station 1 here and wish to switch to 10 meters, You basically find your coax out here that's labeled S1 for station 1. You plug it into the radio input of the bandpass, and you are basically good to go. This also prevents any other station from getting on 10 because you have basically taken over the bandpass filter. That's one way of keeping us out of trouble. So here's the operating position. Couldn't have asked for a better QTH. This is Robin and Violetta on the radio. I've got a short video of Violetta working the pileup. Now, this gal just turned 21, and I think the up-and-coming youth who have worked at contest stations like PJ2T are pretty outstanding. Listen to her work the pileup.
Radio, are you Charlie 59? Thanks, 73 Kilo, is it up 5? Hello, Charlie. Papa Uniform 5 Tango Foxtrot 59. Thanks, Kilo, is it up 5? Kilo 5 Bell Sugar 59. Thanks, Kilo, is it up 5? Whiskey 2 United Hotel 59. Echo 51 Mike Whiskey Alpha up 5. November 6 Zulu Bravo Charlie 59. November 6 Zulu Bravo Charlie 59. Please stand by. I'm calling November 6 Zulu Bravo Charlie, you're 59. Thanks. QRZ at Echo 51 Mike Whiskey Alpha at 5. Alpha Japan 4 Victor 59. Alpha Japan 4 Victor 59. QRZ at 5.
Anyway, it was a pleasure having her on the team. Here's Brian working a little FT8. This is how we managed our schedule. We had 3 teams, Rob and Jack, Robin and Violetta, Brian and James. Blue denotes day 1 through 4, yellow denotes 5 through 8, and onward. For local time UTC, so for 4 hours, Rob and Jack run the radio. We have an 8-hour break, and we come back to run another 4 hours. And day 5 and 8, we shift 4 hours and back on a different shift. That way we operate the entire 24-hour period. We had an interesting moment. Brian and James were working the pileup. I was busy doing something else. All of a sudden, I see this, Brian and I both see this 8-inch, 10-inch flame shooting out. This power strip just basically caught on fire and exploded. But we quickly managed to get it under control, found an extra power strip. We believe this connector here was loose, and it's a universal power plug, if you wish, and it just arced and set this thing on fire. Unfortunately, we lost the 2 of our high-powered bandpass filters, 17 and 12. And it really affected our performance on those bands, because if anyone got on those bands, it'd blow everybody else out. So it was really an unfortunate incident. We tried to repair these doorknob capacitors to no avail. So we lose power at about 5 o'clock. We're on the air for about 4.5 days. We lose power about 4 o'clock in the morning. Power flickers on for about half an hour. A half an hour later for just a few seconds and goes out again. Next thing we know, Cora's driving up. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. He's got bad news. The generator that powers the entire island has caught fire and is burnt to the ground. And here's a video of that Brian took when he came out to visit the site. So notice this tank here is full of 500 gallons of diesel fuel, and luckily it hasn't exploded. And so this is a drone shot of the footage of the power generation system. These are solar cells that power battery storage in this building. This diesel generator over here, basically when the power runs low on the bank of batteries, the backup diesel generator kicks in, and typically it's early in the morning to power the island until the sun rises and the batteries recharge. The problem that this with this design is that the transformer used to convert the 12-volt batteries into 220-volt mains, the transformer, the inverter, was located in this building. So once this building burnt, there was no more solar power. And this is a closer image of the damage done. Look at these, 65-foot palm fronds, or coconut trees, I should say, completely burnt. So it was a pretty intense fire. And here's another close-up of the diesel generator. There's really not a whole lot left to it. In summary, we did just over 20,000 Qs. We were pushing about 6,000 Qs at our high, 5,500. We had one Q the first day we operated because we got one QSO in, and then it became midnight, and we started anew. This number was low because we were still sort of putting up antennas. And we were at full strength here. And at some point, we lost one of our K3s, so we're down to 2 stations. So in total, we did about 20,000 Qs in about 4.5 days of operating. Here's the breakdown. We did about 9,000 FT8 Qs, roughly 6,000 CW Qs, and about 5,000 SSB Qs. The upper bands were amazing. We got 20% of our Qs on 10. You can see the effect of not having bandpass filters on 12 and 17. They were pretty low, and the rest of the breakdown is as expected. We were on 160 for one day, one evening, and we made 265 Qs. And here's the QSO breakdown by continent. 35% to Asia, 43% to North America. The European numbers were really low. Normally what we do, and we got a lot of complaints about that. Normally what we do is the first 3 to 4 days of an expedition, we just call without a region. And that night, prior to the generator failing, we had a team meeting. We reviewed these numbers, and we decided that we really needed to focus on Europe. The next morning, the generator's gone, and we were pretty much done. So at this point, it's summer camp, guys. We've got to wait another week and some plus days for the airplane to come back and pick us up. So at this point, we spend the rest of the expedition doing cultural things. Here, we attended church service, and they had the full marching band regalia at the start of the service. And here's the inside of the CICC church. Really just a beautiful chapel. And here's a little bit of the choir. And needless to say, we were facing east. The sun had some amazing sunrises. Here's one of my favorite shots. Always an antenna in the picture, by the way. Here's another shot of a beautiful sunrise. And this is, I think, our most favorite photograph. It's going to be the front of our QSL card is this shot captured one morning with the clouds glowing. Look how beautiful this place was. No pollution, S0 noise, just amazing blue water. And there's we had to include this wild pig. We had them every day snorting around. The villagers kill one or two of them for major occasions, birthdays, celebrations. They're just everywhere. Brian decided to take up a little bit of fishing. We had these little boats. I'm not sure if you'd call them kayaks, but Brian was fishing, tried his hand. So did I.
It's like it has yellow fins.
It's a croaker or something.
Ah, yeah.
What is it?
It's a fish.
Oh, he got caught.
I don't know what's the name of that fish.
Oh, poor guy. Stop wiggling.
Show him. Get him
Wow.
You gonna cook
Post
it?
him and someone will.
You gonna have it for breakfast?
That's a nice one.
It's a nice one.
That's a pretty fish. What are you gonna
You
do?
know.
One of the most memorable things that happened on this expedition was Violetta learned how to ride a motorcycle for the first time, and look at her reaction. Cora taught her how to start it, drive it. Pretty interesting. The next video or the next slide here is Cora. His son is he's the head technician of Cora Pearls. His name's Thomas. He's responsible for harvesting and seeding of all of the oysters in their black pearl business. So they took us out to their where they do their farming, black pearl farming. Several of us got a chance to dive into the lagoon and extract these. It's called chaplets. So the oysters hang on a line. They're about 10 feet deep in the lagoon, and the oysters are basically left to incubate for 12 to 18 months, at which point they extract. We pull these chaplets out of the water and bring them over here to this building for harvesting. So here is what these oysters look like. They're cleaned and they're brought in to Thomas to extract the pearls. So here's Nani bringing it out to Thomas, and again, this is an example of how Christianity has spread so far into this culture. Everything that's done always starts with a prayer.
I love the service.
Yeah, kami doon. Okay, before we start, I'm gonna say the grace for your little kiwi. I picked it up on our tree at home. Thank you, Lord. Bless the food we're about to eat. Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you. I like.
So the inside joke here is that none of us really cared for kiwis until we had these golden kiwis. They were out of this world delicious and totally hooked on it. So here is Thomas showing us how he extracts the pearl from the oyster. Brian and Violetta both had a chance to do it themselves. And look at how beautiful this thing is. This one is malformed, but you can see how gorgeous they are. Now, this is one of the pearls that were harvested from the atoll. This one here is rated grade B. It has some inclusions in it, but this one sells for $4,000 New Zealand, which is about 2,500 US. So the other important thing on this island is the milkfish. When the weather is bad and the islanders cannot go and fish, they capture this milkfish. And what they do is they set up a net on this inlet and basically have people chase the fish into the net. And here, Robin, Violetta, and Brian are doing such.
Here's our fishermen, all the way from the States. They're all chasing the milkfish. There it is in the front of you. There, the ripple. There, right in front. It's moving. Can you see it? There they go. There's the fish going into the fishing net. You okay, Robin? Go and hold your net, your fish. Yeah.
So what's interesting here is it's a communal thing. So everybody in the village knows when somebody goes to fish for the milkfish, and they basically are collected in bins, and the entire community comes down to this one spot, and everybody helps clean the fish. And all the families are welcome. The visitors are welcome to, not the visitors, I'm sorry, but the community. Basically, this is a way of feeding the population, and it's a communal event. So it's really sort of important in their culture where everybody works together for the common good of the community. And here we got invited to a 60th birthday party for Mama Sue. She's kind of a matriarch of the community. What's interesting about this gal here, I don't remember her name, but I met her 10 years ago. When I first went to Manihiki, I attended her and her husband's wedding. And it was interesting to see how far she's come. I think her family now have 3 or 4 children. She's learned how to bake, and she is now baking cakes for all of the events in the community. So here's everyone singing happy birthday to Mama Sue. It was a party for her 60th as well as her grandson's 16th birthday.
Okay, apa saja dengan dia mau masuk? Festival ini juga. Semua dulu. Take a wish. Dahil dua.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mama Sue. Happy birthday to you. Happy long life to you. Happy long life to you. Happy long life, dear Mama Sue. Happy long life to you. Hey! Hey! Hey!
Anyway, so and then the last major event that we really enjoyed was Cora was kind of cagey about this. He told us we were going fly fishing, and I seriously thought we were going fly fishing in the ocean. It turns out that we were going fishing for flying fish. And Jack, I apologize. I think I started the wrong. Jack combined 2 of these videos together to make one. I think I started the wrong presentation. But anyway, you guys will get to see it. So this is the short first video.
Once we make ourselves out, we'll say our prayer, and then we'll start going through the side of the reef. We're fishing today.
Look at him go.
That's so crazy.
Why don't you fish here?
Because you haven't seen our trail.
I see.
So I asked Cora, why had we not fished here? And he says, because we haven't done our prayer. So the one thing I'm going to point out at the start of this next video, Nani has attached a very bright LED to the top of a motorcycle helmet, and it's powered by a 12-volt battery in the boat. And we are headed out to the ocean, open ocean, to fish for these flying fish. What happens is the light scares the flying fish. They take off. When they land, they're in shock, and you'll see what happens.
I know, they're... Oh, look at the size of that guy. Wonder what that was. He's just scooping them up. Look at him. You see that guy fly by? I can't see him. He's... had him. 3. Yep. That one crashed into it. Oh, that's a shark there, no? 3 of them. 4.
Look at it, look at it. Oh
yeah, it's a shark. It's a shark. I knew it was a shark. Oh, he lost it. 2 of them. 3 of them now. Yeah, so the sharks. The sharks are right there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, look at him.
Anyway, you guys get the idea. The sharks are following us as we are trying to catch these fish. This is what the flying fish look like. Violet has got one. And this is pretty much our team photograph of us at the, as you can see, the radios are all packed up and we're ready to leave. Here's one taken outside. That's where the 17-meter VDA was. And if you're lucky to work us, here's our QSL cards. Tim, our QSL manager, informs me that they were mailed last week. So for those of you that have ordered QSL cards, this is the front of the QSL card, and this is the back of the QSL card. And this next image is of the interior of the QSL card. This is where your QSOs will be displayed. And obviously the fire damage generator played a big role in the expedition coming to an end pretty quick. So it's prominent on our QSL card. And this is a picture of Violetta and Robin operating. And again, we couldn't have done this without our sponsors, DX Engineering, who supplied, they're always there for us. Anything we need, they provide. And I honestly can't tell you how much Step IR contributed to this. They got us connected up with Maersk, they were, instrumental in getting our equipment shipped overseas. And in fact, I just got an email today. Our equipment is arriving into Seattle tomorrow, so I suspect we'll be able to pick it up early next week. And again, many thanks to Tim, M0URX, our QSL manager. And with that, the conclusion of the presentation.